This is Menkari Australia. Breaking news.
New South Wales is recalling Parliament next week. This is breaking right now. Premier Chris Minns just announced emergency gun reform legislation in response to the Bondi terror attack. Parliament will sit December 22nd and 23rd, right before Christmas, to fast-track changes that could reshape who can own firearms in NSW and how many they can hold. This is the first concrete legislative response to an attack that took 15 lives. Here's what we know.
I'm also here to report that on the 22nd and 23rd of December, the government will call back the New South Wales Parliament to deal with urgent legislation that we believe is required pre-Christmas to keep the community safe and ensure there's unambiguous laws in place when it comes to public safety. Firstly, in relation to firearms legislation in the state, we are proposing a bill which hasn't been finally drafted, but we will share with the opposition as soon as possible to cap the number of firearms, to reclassify straight pull-up and pump-action shotguns, to look at reducing magazine capacity for shotguns, for prohibiting belt-fed magazines in those shotguns, and crucially removing NCAT as an appeal mechanism once a designation has been made about withdrawing a licence from the registered authority. Now, at the moment, New South Wales Police routinely yank licences from gun holders and licence holders that they suspect or fear are a threat to the community. Those appeals are heard in NCAT, and police's objections are often overturned and the guns remain with that individual. We'll extinguish that appeal pathway.
According to Premier Minns, the proposed reforms include three major changes. First, limits on the number of firearms a licensed shooter can own. Right now, there's no cap in New South Wales, none. You can hold as many as you're licensed for. Second, straight shotguns would be reclassified, and belt-fed ammunition magazines in those weapons would be prohibited. Third, the government wants to remove the right of shooters to appeal to the NSW Civil and Administrative Tribunal when their license gets revoked. What we can verify is this. The Bondi Beach shooter, Sajid Akram, was licensed for 6 registered firearms. All 6 were seized in the hours after the attack. Authorities confirmed this earlier. The government says it will share the proposed bill with the opposition as soon as possible. The legislation is being drafted right now. To zoom out for a second, Australia's gun laws have been shaped by tragedy before. After the 1996 Port Arthur massacre, the country introduced some of the world's strictest firearm regulations. Automatic and semi-automatic weapons were banned. A national buyback scheme removed over 650,000 guns from circulation. Gun deaths dropped significantly. But here's what people are talking about now. Those laws focused on types of weapons. This proposed legislation goes further. It's about quantity, how many guns one person can stockpile. The Bondi attack has reignited debates about licensing systems, background checks, and whether existing frameworks actually catch warning signs before someone with legal access to firearms commits an act of mass violence. There's also a secondary issue here. Removing the right to appeal license revocations to an independent tribunal is a significant shift. It puts more power in the hands of police and firearms registries, and less in the hands of gun owners who feel they've been unfairly targeted. The impact of this legislation, if it passes, would be immediate for firearms owners across NSW. Anyone holding multiple firearms could face new restrictions. Sporting shooters, farmers, collectors, they're all watching this closely. Some will argue these reforms are necessary. Others will say they punish lawful owners for the actions of one individual. For the families of the 15 victims killed in Bondi, this legislation represents acknowledgement. It's a signal that something is being done. Whether it's enough, we don't know yet. Politically, this is significant. Recalling Parliament ahead of Christmas is rare. It signals urgency. It also means the government believes it has the numbers to pass this quickly, potentially with bipartisan support. The broader community is still processing what happened. Crisis teams are offering psychological first aid. Funerals have begun. The emotional weight of this attack is still settling. Parliament sits December 22nd and 23rd. That's 5 days from now. Watch for the opposition's response when they see the full bill. Watch for pushback from shooting organizations and rural communities. Watch for debates around civil liberties versus public safety. This legislation will be fast-tracked, but it still has to pass both houses. And even if it does, enforcement is another question entirely. The Bondi attack changed 15 families forever. Now it's changing the law. We'll keep you updated as this develops. You're listening to Minchari News Australia Breaking News. Stay close.
You've been listening to Flashwire, powered by redminchari.com, where facts still matter and stories still mean something. If you believe in independent journalism with impact, hit subscribe and share this episode. Your support keeps truth alive.
Breaking. Verified. Australian. When the story breaks, we don't wait. We verify, explain, and bring you the facts straight from the source.
Now, Optus has clearly failed here. Optus have failed to put safety first.
Company Optus and its parent company Singtel offer commercial.
Discussions based as friends and trusting. And part of our discussions, informally as well as
the whole
formally,
world came
has
together,
been
to be honest. So many countries that you wouldn't have even thought of it, and they came together. The world has come together.
Now, we do need to draw a line in the sand when it comes to the protests that we continue to see in this country.
The Flashwire is your rapid response breaking news podcast, a stripped down, adrenaline-paced bulletin that drops minutes after major stories break. It's designed for listeners who want accuracy and speed, not noise. Think of it as the audio equivalent of a newsroom's red alert light turning on. Each episode runs under 5 minutes, short enough to drop between scrolls, but packed with verified updates, eyewitness info, expert sound bites, and a forward look at what happens next. No spin, no filler, just what you need to know and what comes next.